One story theater tour to go. Victoria, Toronto, Yukon, Alberta, Washington, New York, Florida, Vancouver, Okanagan Valley, Peace River, and anywhere they can get a tub in the door.
1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, 4 to go. The order's in for a show to go, and we're on the road again. Stories to tell, and songs to sing, we can already hear that school bell ring. Listen to the school bell. We've packed the trunk and the wash tub too, with something old and something new. We hope to find a new point of view and show it to you. Look in a kaleidoscope, listen to our sound. Look in a kaleidoscope, we are traveling round. We are traveling all the way from the coast to coast, from the Yukon to the USA. Through the rain and the snow, still far to go, and for you we've come to play. Shoo-be-doo-wop.
Hi there.
Shoo-be-doo-wop.
We're Kaleidoscope Story Theatre Company from Victoria, British Columbia.
Right on.
My name is Lorna.
I'm David.
I'm Sheryl.
My name is Mark.
Shoo-be-doo-wop, bop, bop. Look in a kaleidoscope, listen to our sound. Look in a kaleidoscope, we are traveling round. We are traveling all the way from the coast to coast, from the Yukon to the USA. Through the rain and the snow, still far to go, and for you we've come to play. Look! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Up in Mother Goose's book, up in the nursery, Simple Simon said, I'm feeling sad.
Sad.
Said Peter Piper's daughter.
So am I. I think we oughter do something that will make those kitties glad.
Glad.
I know.
Smarty said,
I think we'll have a party.
That's excellent. And she called on the old woman in the shoe.
A party? Oh, sure, I'll come.
Now the cat, he brought his fiddle, and he played. And what happened then, I'm going to tell to you.
Little Jackie Horner eating pie up in a corner, stuck in his thumb, pulled out a plum.
Little Missy Muffet sitting on her tuffet, well, she said, Now, won't you give me some?
Georgie Porgy with his pudding and pie,
Kissed Maui quite contowie. Oh!
and made her cry.
Oh no! Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep, she couldn't find them.
All the tails behind them. Peter Pumpkin Eater
Had a wife and couldn't keep her.
at the ball in the hall. Excuse me, dear.
Humpty Dumpty met her and he said, I bet I'll get her and I'll make her fall.
And that's not all.
Old King Cole,
That
merry old soul, and old Mother Hubbard blew his big bankroll, buying lollipops and pretties for the kiddies at the Storybook ball. Doodly-doo-doo-doo, hit it!
David.
What? The record. Oh, sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4. They danced and pranced till early in the morning. They really didn't know just when to stop. So as the day was dawning and the kiddies all were yawning, they found out the mouse had run up in the clock. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, he started. Right over that big candlestick he flew. And little Tommy died.
for his supper. And all the gang said, gee, I'm hungry too.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Peter Piper picked tobacco, pickled peppers, brought 'em to the ball.
That's not all.
Tommy Tom the Piper's son stole a pig and away he ran through the hall.
What a squall!
Paul put the kettle on, the tea got cold. They had to eat the porridge that was
9 days old.
Blech. Jack fell down and broke his crown and spilled the water.
He had not
Boom, boom.
4 and 20 blackbirds were baking in a pie.
And they refused to sing.
anything.
Wasn't that an awful way for little birds to act before a king and queen?
Such terrible things.
Said the Raven King to the Queen of Hearts.
Come on, hurry up, honey, bring some tarts.
So she did.
And the kids had a picnic at the Storybook ball. So she did, and the kids had a picnic at the Storybook.
Did and the kids had a picnic at the Storybook.
Did, and the kids had a picnic at the Storybook ball.
Do-do-do.
Doodly-doo-doo-doo.
Doodly-doo-doo-doo.
Okay, what are we doing next?
We're going to Oak and Reed right now, please.
Okay, Jim,
Okay.
thank you. Once upon a time, there was a mighty oak tree that stood proudly on a hill.
Beside it grew a slender and delicate reed.
Huh.
When the wind blew, the reed swayed, whoa, and shook, whoa.
But the oak tree remained firm, unflinching, and looked down on the little reed. Why do you tremble so when the wind blows? Stay still, like me.
Oh, I guess I'm not as strong as you. I could never stand up in the wind.
The oak tree laughed scornfully. Then you must be a coward.
Oh.
And a poor sort of plant. Take a lesson from me. Stand up for yourself. And the oak tree stood on the hill, stronger and taller than ever. Soon there came a wind, a mighty wind from the sea.
A gale that made a terrible roaring sound. The little reed tried to stand up straight and proud.
Like the oak.
But when the wind hit, she bent and swayed. Oh, the wind was never as strong as this before, and the little reed bent right over to the ground.
While the mighty oak tree stood firm and proud, bracing against the terrible roaring wind. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
All night long the wind blew, and it grew stronger and stronger.
It became so powerful that the oak tree, standing firm, da-da-da, snapped and crashed down.
Smashed by the wind. But when the gale stopped, the little reed sprang back up, quite alive. And she continued to bend and sway with the breeze. Da-da-da.
Fox went out on a chilly night, prayed for the moon to give him light. He'd many a mile to go that night before he reached the town, oh.
Town, oh, he'd many a mile to go that night before he reached the town, oh.
He travelled and he travelled till he came to a yard. The ducks and the geese lay all about. The best of you must grease my beard before I leave this town, oh.
Town, oh, the best
rest of you must grease my beard before I leave this town, oh.
He grabbed up a gray goose by the neck, slung a duck across his back. You never heard such a quack, 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 and the blood came a-trickling down, oh.
Oh no, down, oh, down, oh. You never heard such a quack, 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 and the blood came a-trickling down, oh.
Old Mother Quick-and-Pucker jumped out of bed. She opened up the window and poked out her head. John, John, the gray goose is gone and the fox is out on the town.
Oh no, town, oh, town, oh. John, John, the gray goose is gone and the fox is out on the town, oh.
Up got John and he went to the hill. He blew his bugle loud and shrill.
Blow on, said the fox, till you've had your fill, for I'm gonna blow this town, oh.
Oh no, town, oh, town, oh. Blow on, said the fox, till you've had your fill, for I'm gonna blow this town, oh.
The fox went on till he came to his den. There were the little ones.
8, 9, 10.
Daddy, Daddy, you must go back again, for it must be a mighty fine town, oh.
Oh no, town, oh, town, oh. Daddy, Daddy, you must go back again, for it must be a mighty fine town, oh.
So the fox and his wife, without any strife, carved up the goose with a fork and a knife. They never had such a supper in their lives.
And the little ones chewed on the bones, oh. Oh boy! Bones, oh, they never had such a supper in their lives, and the little ones chewed on the bones, oh.
Bones, oh, they never had such a supper in their lives, and the little ones chewed on the bones, oh.
Hallekusje op sla, is wetta, hallekusje op sla, ha.
Hallekusje op sla, is wetta, hallekusje op sla, ha. Bibi bippen talia bodna, bi bodne, salawala wittalia bi bole, bibi bippen talia bodna, bi bodne, salawala wittalia bi bole, bibi bippen. Hallekusje op sla, is wetta, hallekusje op sla, ha. Hallekusje op sla, is wetta, hallekusje op sla, ha. Bibi bippen talia bodna, bi bodne, salawala wittalia bi bole, bibi bippen talia bodna, bi bodne, salawala wittalia bi bole, bibi bippen.
Oh, say, friends, did you hear of an elephant by the name of Batir? He lives in Soviet Kazakhstan, which is not very far from Afghanistan. Now Batir is an extraordinary elephant, and it's this thing that makes him so different. Like all of his kind, he sleeps and he walks, but like no other elephant, this elephant talks. Say a few words, Batir, Batir, on behalf of all elephants from here to Kashmir. Tell the world a story that's new, from the first talking elephant's own point of view. Raised as an orphan elephants to play with had he. Tourists and trainers were his sole company. Now Batir heard the voices that called him by name, and thought to himself, why can't I do the same? So he worked long into the night, till he knew that he'd got it just right. It gave the night watchman a terrible fright when he looked in the cage.
And Batir said good night.
Say a few words, Batir, Batir, on behalf of all elephants from here to Kashmir. Tell the world a story that's new from the first talking elephant's own point of view. How does Batir do it, you ask? It seems like an impossible task. The man at the zoo was quoted to say, I suppose he talks in the usual way. He takes his trunk, that's his nose, and into his mouth he carefully blows, and out come the words, oh, that sounds so elegant.
Excuse me, sir, have you watered the elephant?
Say a few words, Batir, Batir, on behalf of all elephants from here to Kashmir. Tell the world a story that's new from the first talking elephant's own point of view. If Batir had a chance, do you think he might say some kind of statement that stands for today? Like
Elephants for peace, let's fight for what's right against nuclear war. All elephants unite!
Or imagine Batir as a big star, introduced to the great Russian commissar. And when the commissar would say, you're the pride of all Kazakhstan, Batir would reply,
Get out of Afghanistan.
and the Russians and Americans would hear this call for peace from Batir. But they try to be at least as intelligent as this rather unusually irrelevant elephant. Say a few words, Batir, Batir, on behalf of all elephants from here to Kashmir. Tell the world a story that's new from the first talking elephant's own point of view. One, two, three, four.
Hear us sing the jug band song. Sing it loud, you can't go wrong. Clap your hands, stomp your feet. Now you've got the jug band beat.
Listen to the banjo, let it ring. It can play most anything. Listen to the banjo, let it ring. It can play most anything.
Old guitar keeps the beat, makes everybody want to tap their feet. Old guitar keeps the beat, makes everybody want to tap their feet.
Nothing can quite replace the thump, thump, thump of a washed-up bass. Nothing can quite replace the thump, thump, thump of a washed-up bass.
Mandolin completes the sound, makes the music go round and round. Mandolin completes the sound, makes the music go round and round.
Listen to the banjo, let it face the
Makes the music go round and round.
Listen to the banjo, let it face the
Makes the music go round and round.
Listen to the banjo, let it ring. It can play most anything.
Listen to the
guitar
banjo, let
keeps the
it
beat,
ring. It
makes
can
everybody
play
wanna
most
tap their
anything.
feet.
Nothing
Listen to the
can
banjo,
cleanse
let
the
it
flames,
ring.
the
Makes
thump
everybody
thump of a
wanna
washed
stand
up
their
face.
feet.
Listen to the
Mandolin
banjo, cleanse the
completes the
flames,
sound,
the
makes
thump
everybody
thump
go
of a
round
washed up
and round.
face. Listen to the
Mandolin
banjo,
completes
cleanse
the
the
sound,
flames, the
makes
thump
everybody
thump
go
of a
round
washed up
and round.
face. Hear us sing a jug band song, sing it loud, you can't go wrong. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, now you've got the jug band beat. Hear us sing a jug band song, sing it loud, you can't go wrong. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, now you've got the jug band beat.
Where's the jug?
What's my first line?
It was a cold
okay.
night.
The full moon shone with
The
a frosty,
frosty
glitter.
glitter.
Was this
The
a
wolf was lean and tired as he
Okay,
trotted
you guys,
through the
come
woods.
on. Let David do his lines.
Wolf and house dog.
The wolf
The
and
wolf-
the house dog.
I'm supposed to announce the wolf and the house dog, okay? The wolf and the house dog. It was a cold night, and the full moon shone with a frosty glitter. The wolf was very, very hungry. He was lean and tired as he trotted through the woods with his tongue hanging out. Ready to drop dead with misery and starvation. Ow!
Presently, up came the house dog. Good evening.
The wolf looked at the house dog and saw that he was fat and comfortable and well fed, and so he asked the house dog if he knew where he could find some food.
Well, there's always food where I live, answered the house dog. My master gives me plenty of scraps whenever I want them. Sometimes a big, juicy bone.
Bone. Master? What's a master?
Well, that's the man I live with. I don't have to do much, really. Just scare away thieves in the night. And go hunting with master when he wants me to.
Oh, yeah?
It's a fine life. You ought to try it.
Oh, well, the wolf didn't need to hear any more. The life of the house dog sounded so very safe and comfortable. And besides, he was so very, very hungry. No, not like that. Yeah, that's better. And so he trotted along beside the house dog to see if the house dog's master would take him in. And then, just as they were coming to the edge of the woods and were getting near the village, the wolf noticed a mark on the side of the house dog's neck. He stopped.
And the house dog stopped too. Hey, come on, buddy. Let's go.
The wolf pointed at the mark. What's that?
What's what?
No! Come back here. That mark on your neck.
This mark?
Yeah.
It's just a mark. I got it from the chain. Come on.
Chain? Do you mean to say that your master puts a chain around your neck?
Sometimes. I don't mind very much. I'm used to it. Oh, besides, he doesn't chain me up very often.
He always lets me out at night. Har, come on.
That's enough for me. You can keep your nice scraps and your bones and your hunting with Master. If ever I had a chain round my neck, I should die. I may be hungry, but at least I'm free. Goodbye, house dog. And with that, the wolf turned and went back into the woods.
Leaving the house dog to return home alone.
Hey, Sheryl.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what we're supposed to be doing next?
Well, what about a poem?
Well, we could use it for a lyric.
Yeah.
Sure, great idea.
Yeah, I've got one. A poem. My love is like a red, red rose.
Ah, yes, by Robert Burns.
Right.
Bobby Bands.
My love is like a red, red rose.
That's newly sprung in June.
My love is like the melody.
That's sweetly played in tune.
So fair art thou, my bonny lass.
So deep in love am I.
And I will love thee still, my dear.
Till all the seas gang dry.
My love is like a red, red rose. That's newly sprung in June. My love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tune.
So fair art thou, my bonny lad, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. 1, 2, 3, 4, till all the seas and
That was perfect.
Sweet, that's the Swedish.
Arr, red, red rose. Take 2.
Till. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Just keep going.
Till.
One more time, Lorna.
Till all the seas gang dry, my love, the rocks melt with the sun, and I will love you still, my dear, as and the light shall run, and fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while. And I will come again, my love, though 'twere 10,000 mile. Har!
My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. Whoa, 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 whoa. So fair art thou, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. Whoa, 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 till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, and I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. So
Fare thee well, my only love,
Fare thee well,
and fare thee well a while,
a little while.
and I will come again, my love,
Please do.
though it were 10,000 miles.
He was the greatest. He was the one and only. He was king of the video game. Or was he? Well, I was walking down the halls of my school one day, a day just like any other day, when I saw the principal coming my way. He said, "You in my office after school today." Who, me? Well, what did I do now? Well, everybody's gotta die sometime. So I went to the office at 4:15, shivering and shaking. I knocked on the door. He opened it up, said, "Son, take a seat. There's some people here I'd like you to meet." There was the Prime Minister of Canada, the President of the United States, the head of the Soviet Union, the heads of Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia, too, all sitting there in the principal's office. Must have been real bad this time. Then Pierre Trudeau said, "You're just in time. The world's in trouble of the very worst kind. Pac-Man's been kidnapped, Miss Pac-Man too, Donkey Kong and the rest of the crew. An evil force is threatening the free world, and the only one who can lick him is you." And then, all these presidents and heads of state all began to stand up, and then they began to dance and sing, and the song they were singing went like this. You're the king of the hill with your video game skill. You've beaten them all in no time at all, so now it's up to you. It's a fight to the death, you know, but no one else can go. So come on, bud, put your fighting shoes on and do it for the free and true.
Roll, roll, roll.
Not a bad song for politicians. That very same day I was on a plane, headed for a castle in the mountains of Spain. I was dropped by parachute, and lo and behold, I was at the door of the villain's stronghold. You see, the evil one had challenged the world to a winner-take-all video duel. That's how I'd gotten out of school. I knocked on the door, it opened wide. A big bad voice said,
"Come inside, please come in and sit right down. I knew that you would be the clown."
Clown? Well, them was fighting words. Well, I was ready for a fight. Then Evil appeared all dressed in black, looked like Darth Vader from the back. He had a control box in each hand, said,
"Okay, boy, this is your last stand."
And then Evil began to sing. And his evil song went like this.
Evil's my name, evil's my game. I am the death of the video game. Run and hide before I decide to keep you here and skin your hide. Evil's my name, evil's my game. You cannot win, my scrawny friend. You will lose because I choose, and for the world, that's the end.
Evil was weird, man. Started to make me feel real nervous. But then I remembered that song that all those presidents and heads of state had sung for me way back in the principal's office. So I began to sing it to myself, like this. You're the king of the hill with your video game skill. You've beaten them all in no time at all, so now it's up to you. It's a fight to the death, we know, but no one else could go. So come on, bud, put your fighting shoes on and do it for the free and true. Made me feel a whole lot better. He raised the screen to reveal the game. Masters Only, not a bad name. Kind of a mixture of all sorts of games. Far too many to list all their names. Well, Evil played first so I could watch.
Rang up 9 billion points.
Not bad. For a bad guy. Then I sat down to take my turn. Evil bent down, said,
"Now you'll learn, 'cause when you lose, that's the end of you and all your video friends."
You see, Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man and old Donkey Kong and the rest of the gang were all locked in the dungeon connected to 10 tons of dynamite set to go off if I lost. They watched on
Video child unit.
Well, I started to play. It wasn't so bad. I may be small, but I'm a pretty smart lad. You should have seen old Evil blow a fuse. I hit 10 billion and couldn't lose. Played and played till the game overloaded, hit 20 billion points. And old Evil exploded. He and his game were gone for good. There victorious I stood. Well, Mr. and Ms. Pac-Man and old Donkey Kong and the rest of the video gang all came running out of the dungeon, and they were cheering and stomping and singing a song. That's right. You're the king of the hill with your video game skill. You've beaten them all, no time at all, so now it's up to you. It's a fight to the death, we know, but no one else to go. So come on, bud, put your fight shoes on and do it for the free and true. And that's the name of that tune.
One for the money, two for the show, three to get ready, four to go. Shooby-doo-up, shooby-doo-up,
Well,
shooby-doo-up.
that's about all the room that we have on this record.
That's
it.
All she wrote.
I hope that, well, actually, we all hope that you have as much fun listening to it as we had putting it together. All we have to do now is say goodbye. So goodbye from David.
Goodbye from Lorna May.
Goodbye from Sheryl.
And Mark.
Bye.
Goodbye. Shooby-doo-up-bop. There's just one more thing we'd like to say before we go. It's been a real pleasure doing our thing, and we hope you've enjoyed the show. We'd like to thank all the helping hands and the Canada Council too. We are Canadian. They gave us a chance to come out here and do this show for you. Look in our kaleidoscope, listen to our sound. Look in our kaleidoscope, we are traveling all the way from coast to coast, from the Yukon to the USA. Through the rain and the snow, there's still far to go, and for you we've come to play. Through the rain and the snow, there's still far to go.